Welcome back to another episode of Bourbon Buddies. Today, we have something special, something different that maybe most of you haven't seen. What is it?
Well, buddy, we have Social Stills Deep Cut. Buddy, I'm gonna flip the script on you. Oh, what the heck do we have here?
Okay, so what we have, this is a local distillery here it's actually in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's pronounced Bethlehem. The locals will say, what do the locals say, buddy?
Bethlehem.
But it's Bethlehem. This is a straight rye whiskey finished in wine casks. And one thing we do know is the gentleman that owns this, his mother, I believe, owns Franklin Hill Vineyard, which is a local winery. This is finished in wine casks, so we do know that. Honestly,
Yes.
My wife picked it up for me one time, and we were there having dinner because they have like a restaurant there as well, and just for something to try. So here we are trying it. All right, what do we got here?
Well, you definitely can tell it's a rye.
But there's like a wine fruitiness coming through in it.
It just says wine casks on that, right?
Yes, it doesn't actually say what, which maybe that's like a part of the secret.
Obviously in a red wine. Some of those red notes, some of those, that stuff that we get in the berry notes and all that.
Little raspberry note maybe. So it's definitely kind of under there, under the rye.
Yeah, like almost like
And-
sugary kind of raspberries.
Yes. Maybe a little cherry as well.
It's really taking me to like Wine City.
Is that a place?
It is.
Okay.
I'm in the drivers or passengers?
You're driving this one, buddy.
No, I'm
I have
driving.
no idea where you're going.
Going right to Wine City.
Wine City.
Where wine is able to be free and young.
Run free.
I'm starting to really open up now to whiskeys. It's
Just
being alright.
starting to get into it, buddy?
Yeah, just starting. This is my first actual ever whiskey. But I'm really opening up to whiskey finished in wine casks.
There's been a lot of good things that have come. There's been some misses, I think, but there's been a lot of things that have worked out pretty well. I've kind of had a little bit of both. Can really work out well, but there are some bad attempts. And I don't know if that's just bad whiskey going into it, or maybe it was not great wine.
You can't save bad whiskey with bad wine.
Yeah, but good stuff coming out, you gotta put some good stuff in. So
Should we
let's
just try
put our
it?
lips on it, buddy.
Cheers.
Woo! It's definitely got some spice to it.
Very rye forward.
I'm getting the wine fruit though sneaking up on
Yes. Yes. Exactly. And I'm getting a lot of the some of that black licorice note that comes out of rye for me.
I can see a little licorice on the finish.
But the wine, you're right, creeps in.
Kind of rounds it off, changes it up a little bit, so it's not just like that licoricey and kind of spicy thing going on. I think it helps balance it out.
Definitely, especially with a rye. Sometimes, I think we were talking I don't know when it was, but we were saying how sometimes people can get confused with like the rye spice and the alcohol burn.
Yes.
And this kind of makes everything nice and pretty
And rounded and together. It kind of unifies it. I have to say, I mean, I'm back and forth on ryes, but this is pretty balanced. It's unique, I think. I think it kind of, you can't really classify it anywhere. I mean, yeah, it's a rye, but I think it kind of can stand on its own 2 feet.
You can tell each part. I mean, there's nothing like elusive about this.
Right.
You can tell it's a rye, and you can tell it's finished in wine casks.
It's not hiding anything. It's
It's not hiding anything, and I think that wine comes out in the finish, but then the rye kind of on the front, the rye forward, and you're left with some of these notes. A little light. It's only what? Is this 42%?
42%.
I didn't guess that.
But so basically, like, you're kind of, I mean, you don't really know what to expect because it's broad, right? Ryes are broad. They don't all taste the same. Once you have it, you're like, okay, I can see that it's a rye finished in wine cask. It's not any trickery going on, or it's sort of what you expect, but I don't know if you really expect it. Does that make sense? Probably not.
You can kind of use this as a whiskey that you can go in and say, all right, well, I want to kind of know what wine does the wine cask do to a whiskey being aged in it, right? Here's the wine, here's the whiskey, here's the wine, here's the whiskey, here's the wine, here's the whiskey.
Got it. I think with that, you have rye, right?
Right.
And that is kind of a realm in its own.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of variable in that, and wine is obviously the same way. To me, it seems really well done because it's not just like, oh, they put a couple splashes of wine in it. Flavors have morphed together. They're getting along.
They're having fun.
Yeah. I think it's turned out very well.
This is definitely young because you're getting a lot of that raw rye characteristic in it.
Yep.
And I think a lot of the colors coming from that wine cask, that wine is really taking that young, aggressive rye and just kind of going
magic, working its magic. Yeah, I agree. I would say it's more on the young side, but you could be into that. So we're not saying that as a bad thing. We're just saying it's got a young kind of snap to it, and the wine kind of is softening the edges.
Some people like the young snappy
little whippersnapper of a rye. I know they have a bunch of other offerings. They do vodka, gin, so there's a bunch of stuff coming out there. So check them out. Let us know what you guys think, or if you've heard of it, or tried it, or have any questions about it. Really appreciate it. So from the Bourbon Buddies, cheers.